right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. We are in day two. I'm just joining. I was just catching up on some previous sessions. It's been really technical today, and we get a lot of different projects and protocols our session right now. I'm excited for Solar Labs from the Sentinel protocol. We've always had a good relationship with Sentinel over the years from Handshake community. So I'm really excited to learn more what's been happening. I know you guys have been building quite a bit over the years in the bulls and in the bears. So Alexander, would you like to get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, good morning, everyone. As they say, glad to be there, and yeah, thank you for inviting me there. So my name is Alexander Litriev, and I'm a CEO and founder of Solar Labs, the company which is core contributor to Sentinel. Sentinel has been there for years already, developing and promoting the technology that currently is revolutionizing the VPN market. It is decentralized VPN. So what is the Sentinel itself? Sentinel is a blockchain, a decentralized network, which allows you to, from one hand, offer your unused bandwidth to the network for other users to use, and from other hand, you can be a client which is able to connect to the remote endpoint and use it as an exit point to the internet, protecting your real IP address and your privacy. Basically acting the same way as Tor does, but in a way more reliable way, as it is much more energy efficient. It's much faster than Tor, and it's also monetized, which is the most important part of it. You can pretty much treat Sentinel as a, let's say, DVPN marketplace. So the idea behind it is that anyone can offer their DVPN servers to the network and let others use it as a VPN servers for others to come online. For providing your own server for others to use, you can get rewarded with the DVPN tokens or any other cryptocurrency which is supported by Cosmos IBC payments. So Sentinel have been there for years, as I already told you, and for last 2 years, we made a huge leap forward. Also, thanks to the Handshake for it. So what we did is we not only built the chain itself as a product and network itself as a product, but we also made it possible for other companies, such as Solar Labs, my own company itself, build consumer-oriented applications on top of a Sentinel. So one of such companies which is building on top of Sentinel is my company called Solar Labs, and we're building an application called Solar DVPN. So Solar DVPN is the app which pretty much acts as any other VPN application out there, and you cannot tell from the very beginning that it has this Web 3.0 technology under the hood. And we believe that it is the way how it should be for getting a mass adoption to that technology. The problem there with the Web 3.0, that many of the solutions that Web 3.0 guys are offering are quite complex and requiring people to have some sort of expertise in certain areas. And our goal was to make a product which my grandma would use, and she wouldn't even have any clue that there is a decentralization under the hood, that there is a Web 3.0 under the hood, that there is a blockchain. But she will still get all the benefits out of it, right? So we took it as a goal, and we made our very first application on top of a Sentinel, which were available on all the platforms. It was tremendous success. We got tens of thousands downloads worldwide, and application is now being widely used across all over the globe. And we receive a lot of positive feedback from many countries where other VPN services doesn't work. Such countries such as Turkmenistan, China, Russia, and many others where there is internet censorship. So our motto is we work where others don't, and it's pretty much describes why decentralization in VPN is crucial. So the point there is there is two basically things people use VPN for. First one is to ensure their privacy. Well, this is the obvious one, right? You would like to protect yourself from others lurking around and watching what you're doing online. And the second thing is quite more common, I guess, is bypassing regional restrictions. Let's say if we go to China, where a lot of internet resources out there are blocked, or you go to Turkmenistan, where pretty much whole internet is under restrictions. You can't easily go online there because you need a VPN to do so. And while centralized VPN services are not doing quite well combating this censorship, because these centralized VPN services are being banned itself, we do much better since it is much more easier for governments to go after centralized entities, right? For example, if we talk, let's say, some Proton VPN, ExpressVPN, NordVPN, whatever might it be, in order to ban it, you don't have to do much. You can go after one single legal entity, which has all the servers under itself, and you just ban them. You ban their IP ranges, you ban their networks, and you ban their servers, you ban their NPA endpoints, and application just become useless. That's why many of VPN application doesn't work in Turkmenistan, and I'm proud to say that SolarDVPN is the only application in Turkmenistan that operates in 100% cases, and we got a lot of positive feedback from Turkmenistan users that they are able to access web freely without any restrictions using SolarDVPN, and they don't have any problems with it. So in that term, decentralization brings its perks for a VPN services, and we believe that it's really the future, since decentralization for VPNs are key part of keeping them available for the customers. So that's pretty much it about the application itself. Let's talk about growth of the Sentinel over the years and how we doing at the moment. So as you can see there, we have a stats page. It's available publicly, stats.sentinel.co. We have almost 200 users, unique users who are using their application, and we got already around 12,000 nodes available worldwide, which means that there is at least 12,000 servers which other people shared with the community as exit points. And this cannot be compared with any other VPN service out there, because no one has that much servers available worldwide. And as you can say, we also see that there is one of the points of protecting VPN service itself from being banned is to have that amount of servers. If we talk about Proton VPN, right, they have around probably something like 1,000 VPN services available. Well, government can go after them and ban them one by one and make them unavailable, exactly which happened in Russia. This is exactly what happened in Russia. But this is not the case with the Sentinel in SolarDVPN application, since you just cannot go after all of those servers, because these applications, these servers aren't managed by one entity. They are in different networks, and most importantly, none of them even have a static IP address, so they can dynamically change. And while government can try ban several of endpoints there, like dozens of more will appear next hour, and that's really great part of decentralization. There, it's being much more resilient and resistant to online censorship. So we can see that applications are being used on a constant basis, and we see that there is online at least 3,000 people always using our application simultaneously. And as you can see from here, only for today, almost 4 terabytes of data were transmitted through the Sentinel network. which is great growth, to be honest. That's about the network and its success over the last year, I would say. But there is more of what we have done and what is currently being done by others. We decided that success for Sentinel and for decentralized VPN overall will not come if we only do one market player with a Sentinel blockchain, right? So we need to allow others to build on top of it. That's why Solar Labs introduced Solar Labs SDK, which is the platform for building your own Sentinel-based VPN application, and you can benefit from all of its features, all of its capabilities, just by integrating this SDK into your application and enabling this decentralization. So we already had a huge leap forward there, bringing such applications as Bagimsys VPN. It's called independent VPN in Turkish language. It's an application developed by Turkish developers for Turkey market, and we were the ones who provided them with this SDK, which made it possible for them to create their own very decentralized VPN service without even having to understand all this complex stuff. How does blockchain works under the hood? Because we already did it for them. And it's completely open source, available for everyone. And we encourage people to build on top of it to make sure that everyone is able to create their own application on top of the Sentinel. There is much more applications to come. I can tell at least 20 applications are currently being developed by third parties using our SDK. We believe that for the next year and this year, we will have plenty of releases from other companies which are building on top of a Sentinel. And I would say that if we take a look at the Web 3.0 overall, there is, to be honest, not that much of a project which has that huge real use, like they have proof of concepts, right? But they don't have that much examples of a massive real usage. And Sentinel is one of those products. But let's talk about the way how Sentinel is becoming better and applications on Sentinel becoming better with a Handshake. So back a few years ago, we integrated Handshake DNS in all of our applications to make sure that people are not only able to go online freely, protect themselves from internet censorship and online espionage, but we also would like to make the Sentinel as a gateway for people to go to Web 3.0 world. That's why all of the applications that are built on top of a Sentinel with the Solar Labs SDK are Handshake enabled. So by default, while users connecting to the any of the Sentinel endpoints, we enabling Handshake on their device automatically, making them able to connect to any of the websites listed on the Handshake DNS. So that's the way to go, and that's the vision that we have, is to make sure that all of the Web 3.0 fruits are available for people with any level of expertise, with any level of education in terms of blockchain Web 3.0. So even my grandma would use it, right? And that's what we do. If we talk about our applications, you can download them on App Store and Google Play. They're available for free. We're offering a free plan. They're also available on macOS. And we're having upcoming releases for Windows and Linux coming next month. And also, if you go on a Sentinel official Sentinel website, sentinel.co, you can browse around and see other applications which are available out there and try them as well. Yeah, so I guess not sure how does it work on this conference, but is there a section with the questions? I would love to answer them. Okay, I see in the comments. All right. So who owns Sentinel? That's a great question. So there is no single, let's say, ownership over the Sentinel, right? It's a community which builds together. Although I can say that there is let's say a team of core contributors who helps community the most, who leads the development, but we cannot say that they own Sentinel, right? Because Sentinel is decentralized by its nature, so it's not owned by any single entity. For example, Solar Labs is one of the major contributors, and the other company called Base Steps, which is located in Scotland, they acting as a distributor. So we're using their assistants to release applications to Google Play and App Store, but there is no single legal entity who owns Sentinel. So I hope I answered your questions there. Is there, how difficult of a task to set up a DVPN for a pleb like myself? Well, that's a great question. It's super easy. We have a knowledge base, which is well written, and it also allows you to set up your own DVPN node or connect to DVPN yourself, or even build your own application. In order to do all of that, I will share a knowledge base link with you guys. I put it in the chat so you can check it out. It explains pretty much everything about the DVPN coin itself. We have a Sentinel white paper there, and also there is a much more about using VPN itself, such as enrolling nodes, using DVPN wallets, and staking, and much more. So yeah, feel free to visit that link on the chat here, I believe. Yeah, and you'll learn more about Sentinel and what we do and how does it work in particular. Does the core team own the Sentinel TLD on Handshake? Not at the moment, to be honest. We do not have a domain name on a Handshake just yet, but I believe that eventually we will have one, and we will also endorse other teams which are building on top of a Sentinel to have them as well. All right. So yeah, someone texted me in a Telegram that I need to show QR codes to download our applications. There you go. Feel free to scan them. Again, our own Sentinel applications, Sentinel-based applications, Solar DVPN, is available on both stores. We currently fighting against Huawei to make our applications available. But yeah, they have a lot of problems with us, explaining us why Taiwan is not a country and why Hong Kong shouldn't be listed as a country on our application. So we have arguments with them regarding that. But yeah, I believe that we will solve it. And the last question: has any government requested App Store, Play Store to take your application down? Well, we did not have this kind of concern just yet, but we had several requests from different governments, including Chinese one. Chinese government sent us an official letter requesting us to obtain a license for doing VPN business in their country, otherwise remove application from being available for Chinese users. Well, we obviously told them to yeah, I don't know if I can swear there, but yeah. So we did not reply them eventually, and we just ignored their complaint, and we continue to operate in China. We will not ever share any data with any government since we do not possess any of it, and we also do not cooperate in terms of restricting access. If some of the governments ask us to do so. So yeah, do you use TikTok? No, I don't. Yeah, okay. So yeah, thank you guys for inviting me there. I guess that will be end of my speech, and I'll pass the mic back to you guys.
Well,
go ahead.
I think we still got a few minutes. I don't know. Maybe we can pick Alex's brain about some other topics if we're up for it, Mike.
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
How did you do that cool thing with the video? Like your screen and screen, is that like on your computer?
Yeah, I'm on my PC and I have this OBS Studio installed. So yeah, I just quickly made some screens before getting there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess what do you think about TikTok? I mean, not just TikTok, but like US censorship or what's happening with the US TikTok news?
Well, I have like no particular opinion on that, but I strongly believe that it's not up to government to decide what people should use. It doesn't matter whether TikTok is a spyware or not. It's not for someone to decide if I would like to use it. So I don't need any. I'm like a full-grown man, right? I don't need a parent above me telling me which apps I should use and which apps I should not. And this idea of governments disabling applications and removing applications for their own citizens without asking them if they want it to happen is ridiculous. And as we can see for past year, many of governments actually doing so. And the most of the times they explaining that with national security concerns, which is like, I would say bullshit, because come on, guys, if your national security is being threatened by an application where 15 years old girls are dancing for music, then I have big bad news for you. So I don't honestly believe that there is any national security concerns. It's just it's sort of a power play, and I don't want to be involved into that shit. So my strong opinion on that is everything should be available for free. Internet should not be censored by any means anyhow, and everybody should be able to access whatever hell they want, as long as they understand what they are doing.
But I mean, I think what the TikTok ban means is, like you said, it's like censorship. It's just a gateway for U.S. censorship across the board. It's just the first of others. You know, I think that's the main point of the law, from what I understand, right? So it's kind of like the new Great Firewall of the USA.
I initially moved. I was born in Russia and eventually moved from Russia to Estonia. So back in Russia, we had the same issue back in 2011. They made up a law for a specific web service where they explained that, this web service is bad. We need to ban it for people in Russia to protect them, blah, blah, blah. And they made this Russian firewall, which basically banned this specific service. And as you can guess, they didn't stop there, obviously. So they used that law and that Russian internet firewall to ban all the hell from the internet. They took down all the opposition websites just a few years after. They took down some free media outlets. They took down some applications. And they now doing that actively. Just today we got news that Russia banned Google Play. Whole Google Play isn't available in Russia at the moment, and people who are using Android, they are unavailable to update their applications, install applications from the official stores, and etc. Why they are doing that? It's unclear. Is it beneficial for Russian people? No, it's not. So it's like sort of initiatives that no one wants, but government's still doing that. So it's what is a border in a truly decentralized world? Border. Well, that's a more sort of a philosophical question, I guess.
Maybe it's a blockchain. Blockchains are borders, communities. But I think in Chinese, like you spoke about the Russian firewall, in China, I was there when they started getting blocked. I lived there before Google and Facebook were blocked. And the story of the Great Firewall, that I understand, it was for good intentions at the beginning. It was for blocking like child pornography and more about like porn at the first stage. So I think a lot of these start with maybe what they believe is good intention, and then they just once they're able to, they just keep doing more.
Once upon a time, Tim Cook. Apple is not a big guys in terms of decentralization and freedoms. They're exactly the opposite, I would say. But Tim Cook once said a very good phrase, which I remember and I love to repeat it. You cannot build a tool for censorship for good guys, which will not be used by bad guys afterwards. So you cannot build a tool for internet censorship and be sure that it will never be used to basically violate digital human rights. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. Exactly.
I have a question on something you said, Alec. You said, nobody asked me. I don't need a parent. I didn't ask to be protected in this, which sparked something in my mind. I've been called by my friends in jest like an anarchist for being such a fan of Handshake, because I say it's censorship resistant. But selective censorship is going to be is demanded among some people, right? Like maybe you want to put settings on your phone so your kid is limited or constricted within all sorts of stuff. Do you think that a VPN provider can provide like selective censorship as a service, right, and as a value add, or is that just not in the realm of a VPN? If I just wanted to say I want to have access to everything on a global scale, but I would prefer to stay away from anything that has a XXX in its domain name, is that feasible?
Well, well, there is a demand for that, I would say. Not sure that it's a task for Web 3.0 area, since this like restrictions can happen locally on your device and doesn't require any decentralization or any blockchain for it. So there is a demand for that. We had several requests from users coming to our customer support asking if they can somehow restrict certain websites for their own kids. For example, there was a family in Brazil, I believe, and they used our application, and they had Solar DVPN installed on all of the family devices, and they asked if they can remove access to certain websites for the kids on their iPad. We don't have that mechanisms on our applications, but I believe some of the guys who are building on top of a Sentinel, they probably will have something like that.
All right, I think we're at time now, but yeah, thanks for what you do. I know you've been working hard over the years. I see you in the Sentinel community, and appreciate sharing with us today. And for Handshake, though, maybe we just clarify, you guys do support Handshake domain resolution, right? I believe for many years. Yeah, so you get it out of the box with Sentinels at the Sentinel level, right? So by using Solar, you'll be able to resolve Handshake names.
Yeah, you will be. Yeah. So it doesn't matter which application you use. If it's built on top of a Sentinel, it will support Handshake domain result.
Great. So everybody should check it out. Yeah, like you shared the QR codes, the apps. Yep, there you go again. So definitely everybody support this. If you support Handshake, you should download and support, give a review, or share this to people that need it. Right there. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Take care.
Okay.